Hi everybody, welcome back. So basically, I'm a fantasy girly at heart. I've loved fantasy books ever since I was a kid and I was reading Warrior Cats a lot. So I'm a fantasy girl at heart. I always have been. I probably honestly always will be. And yet I don't read a lot of fantasy. Give me some great world building, some good characters, a fun plot. You got me. Like, I will binge that shit down. And yet I rarely ever do it. So I thought for the next week I would just do it. Why not? So I have 3 books right here that I will read. I will say, I did order The Poet Empress, and then I ordered it and I got a mail saying like it's not available for order like a week after I ordered it. So the book that I will read instead of The Poet Empress is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I've never read anything by Rachel Gillick, but I'm very excited. I know very little what it's about. I think our female main character is like, she can like see things, like she has visions or something. But I don't know. But people love this. And I want to know what the hype is. I want to be talking about this book. So this is the first book that is on my list for this week. The next book I'm so excited about. I feel like this is going to be a banger. And I've heard so many people talk about this. Jade City by Fonda Lee. Girl, I think this is going to be so good. All that I know about this book is that I think you have jade and people can wear it and then they have some sort of power, so it makes them stronger. I don't really know. I think I'm gonna eat this up. I hope so. I can't wait. The last book that is on my list for the week is Dark Rise by C.S. Picard. Look at him. Look at him. He's just like chilling, okay? Also, no idea what this is about. I think this is set in London, but I feel like in an alternative or maybe magical London in the 19th century. Sounds so cool. These are all the books that I want to read this week. I think I am going to start with The Night and the Moth simply because I'm more excited for these two. So I want to read this one first and then get to the really fun part. Okay, so I'm now 40 pages into the book. I'm really liking it. It's really interesting. We have sort of these 6 girls who are called diviners, and they dream like by being drowned, and then they're unconscious, and then they dream, and they're like these divine figures. Our one girl who has been given the number 6 because they don't have names. They are only seen as numbers. She had to sort of dream for the king. So the king came and was like, are my fortunes good or bad? And then she had to tell him and dream. And the dream sequence was really cool, like the divination aspect of it, because as I said, they are being drowned, which is so fucked. And then they're unconscious and they dream. And the dream sequence, I'm not a fan of like dream sequences, but as this was more of a divination kind of dream, I really liked it. It was really cool, and in general, like the atmosphere is very much like the cover. It's like dark and gothic in a way, and everything's very mysterious still, and you have these 6 girls and you can never see their eyes. Why? Because when the king came, he brought a lot of knights with him, and one of the knights will probably be the love interest, just from the way he's been written. Why is his name Roderick Mendacious? He introduced himself being like Roderick Rory Mendacious. Why is he called Rory? I'm not a fan of the name. I'm just not. I feel like whenever this name is gonna come up, it's gonna like ick me out a little bit. But also, in the first few scenes where we met him, he felt a bit childish to me. A bit just like he was giving like childish. Why was he so childish? He like ran out and he was like smoking and he was like, I'm so cool. I was like, girl, get a grip. Sorry, but why are you literally giving teenage boy right now? Sorry. I feel like I need to get to know him a bit. Maybe forget his name, you know, whatever. But the rest, like, I'm really thinking, like, I'm really liking it. 100 pages in. I don't know what to think about this. It does say on the back of the book, but basically other diviners start to vanish and they have this like very close bond and everything. So diviner number 6, she wants to go find them, right? And she does this with the help of a knight. Yes. And right now where I'm at, we are starting this journey. And that took like quite a while, honestly. So 100 pages up till that point. And I feel like from now on, I'm hoping that the story is going to be good, because up until now, I am so sorry, I did not like it. Like, I really sadly disliked it. I think I can start with what I think is good. I think the drowning aspect, like the divination aspect of it, is cool. And you have this like culty vibe, and like it's obviously quite brutal, and they don't have names, they don't have identities. Like, that's kind of cool. And I did like this dream sequence of of our female main character, of our diviner, reading the omens. I think that's cool. And I think the writing's quite good. The rest of it is kind of difficult for me because, firstly, so far the plot made no sense in my opinion. You have these diviners and then the king comes and they're just like, oh my god, the king. And then you have this knight and he's like, to number 6, he's like, you don't know how to have fun. You don't know anything about the rest of the kingdom. And she's like, oh my god, you're so right. Let's all leave this place right now for one night to have fun, I guess, to drink, I guess. I don't even know what that shows them about the kingdom, but sure. So they sneak out. She sort of blackmails the knight to accompany them. And then, I guess, other knights and also the king join them. And all of it felt so silly to me. I was like, none of this matters. Does the king not have any more like responsibilities or like anything? And the knights, they were just like, let's have some fun. And I was just like, why? I don't know. It felt very strange for me. And also, I am so sorry, I was icked out quite a lot of times. One example being, they're out like having fun, right? And then our main character is being asked by someone else to dance, okay? And she takes his hand. Okay, fine, why not? Why is the sentence that follows that? I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it. Why did she write, the others whistled and made kissing sounds as I took the hand of the boy king? No, oh my god, what? And that's my problem. It feels like everybody here is a teenager. It feels like they're all 14, 15 maybe, and in high school. I'm getting flashbacks of a time I don't want to be back in. No, thank you. I want to be in like medieval fantasy, not high school. Also, I'm so sorry. Why is the main love interest, the male main character, why is his name Roderick Mendacious? And not even Roderick Mendacious, because Roderick, okay, it's like quite a gruff name, okay. But why is it Rory? Rory Mendacious? And then I get it that she doesn't want to have like the typical bad boy name. But Rory Mendacious, that is not okay. I can't take it. Like, why is his name Rory? Okay, Rory, that's not good. And Mendacious is almost even worse than Rory, because Mendacious, it doesn't even sound like a real name. So yeah, I'm having quite a difficult time. I feel like it could get better from now on, because we do have some stakes now, like all the rest of the diviners are gone, mysteriously disappeared. But still, I'm kind of like, does the king like not have anything else to do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this is gonna get better now that we have actual stakes, because these first 100 pages were just without stakes. They were just like, let's sneak out and have fun. And I was like, why do I care? Sorry. I think this is the last chapter now. I mean, it's chapter 30 and it's literally called The End of the Story. And we just found out a lot about what the fuck has been going on. And it was pretty crazy, I gotta admit. I didn't see it coming in its entirety, at least. Okay, so God, we're like in the very last pages. I think we've got 10 pages left and shit is going down. God. Okay, I just finished this book. I feel a little bit betrayed and traumatized, to be quite honest. Yeah, okay, let me give you my very quick thoughts, because I think at the very end of this video I will do like a more detailed wrap up when I've like had time to gather my thoughts. But I did not like this book for maybe the first 2/3. Like, it took me so long to get into this. I found it very bad. Literally, I didn't like it. I thought the characters were boring. They didn't feel real. The world building lacked a lot for me. The plot, I was like, where are we going with this? And even as soon, like in the middle part, as a plot had like emerged and we were like getting to know our characters and their relationships to each other and everything, I was still like, this is boring. It took me like so long to read this. I wasn't ever looking forward to really picking this up. And then this last third, it really got me. Like, the world building really came together in a way, and the lore and story behind our world. I loved finding out about everything that like had happened in the past to like bring us to where we are now. The characters I like still. They weren't like, I'm not super attached to these characters, to be fair. But then the very ending, I mean, I saw it coming, but I was still surprised that it actually happened. I was still actually completely shocked, and still am, I feel like. So I will sit with my thoughts for this book for a while. I'll like write my review and everything, but I feel like I need some time to process this. I think it's time for me to read Jade City. It is. I can't wait to read this. I think I am going to eat this up. I just started Jade City and I think it's crazy. I am on page 6 and already the world feels so real and vivid. You can tell from 6 pages, from one scene, how just the world works, just the vibes, the atmosphere of everything. And it already feels super real, which is crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is gonna be a 5-star. I am now 100 pages into the book and I'm loving this so much. I realized once again, it's the same with Six of Crows, that I just love like the setting of a very busy city. I love these characters so far. I think we do have a lot of characters. So far we've only focused on one of the 2 clans that we're following, at least that's what I think. I think we're also gonna get some perspectives into the characters of the different clan, but I don't know yet. But I love them. You have so much just lore and world building and things that make this world seem so real, and it's great. It's so good. I love it. I can't wait to continue to read this. So I was just reading this book, having a great time. And now now I am in, I feel like, every single stage of grief all together. Because if I think, I mean, it's already been stated fact to fact what has happened. I'm in denial. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will not accept this at all. If you've read this book, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I feel like I'm already gonna cry. Great. I am a very emotional reader. I will cry a lot at books, especially if really bad things happen. I am very scared. I will now continue. Oh my god. I don't think I can do this. I actually don't. Oh my god, look at me already crying. I actually don't think I can do this. I was not ready for this. I feel like my heart is gonna break. I feel like it might already be broken. I don't want this to happen. I really don't want this to happen. Why is this happening? As you can see, I am now almost finished with Jade City, and also I think I'm getting sick, which is why I sound like I'm sick. It's so late and I'm exhausted and I look it. But this book, literally, I've read today, I must have read 200 or 300 pages of this. This is all I did today. And this was a fucking emotional roller coaster. I am exhausted by this book. Do you know how much is going on every page? And also I'm tired. It's late. It's like 10:30 or something. And at this point, I'm getting tired, but I will finish this today. What is going on? I don't know what is going on right now. What is happening? Oh my god. This cannot happen right now. Even on the last page, this book really, it doesn't want me to feel safe. It doesn't want me to rest. I finished Jade City by Fonda Lee. This was a 5-star. And I don't hand out 5 stars easily. There are very few books I would give a 5-star to. And this is one of them because, like, I have never seen world building this good. This was so good. As you can probably tell, I mean, it's late right now, but still, as you can probably tell from just my face, this was an exhausting read. I feel exhausted. This felt like running a fucking marathon, to be honest, because on every page, so much happens. There is action everywhere in this book. I'm scared of what the next 2 books will bring, is all I'm gonna say. It does bring us to the next book, which is Dark Rise by C.S. Picard. I am sick. I don't know if you can tell I'm sick, but at least I've got a coffee, which, thank God. But it is the next day. After yesterday, I thought I could, like, maybe recount everything with a bit more energy. Even though low-key, I feel like I have not even that much more energy. But yesterday evening, as you all saw, I did finish Jade City. I checked on my phone after I stopped yapping about this book, because obviously I film on my phone. It was like 12:30 at this point. So I get that I was tired. Like, I thought that it would be like 11:30 at most, but I feel like 12:30, that's quite late for me to be reading and energized. But yeah, I did finish it. 5 stars. Perfect. So good. I feel like it will take me much more time to recover, and I can't wait to read the next books. But as I also mentioned, now it's time to read Dark Rise by C.S. Picard. I think this is set in like an alternative 19th century London. And I'm sure it's gonna be good. And also I do think that this is queer, which I love. And it's blurred by V.E. Schwab, which I feel like it is a good sign. That sounds like a good time. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started with this book. I really, really can't wait, honestly. I am now 100 pages into the book. Why am I not liking this as much as I thought I would? Because I don't know, I just feel like this cover, it's giving dark, magical, strange in a way. This so far, for the first 100 pages, it just didn't really get me. I am so sorry. Like, firstly, the world building and all of the lore and everything, it feels a bit basic and boring. It's also, you have this sort of chosen person kind of feeling, which I don't love. And also the way that we are introduced into this world, it was totally all over the place, and not in a way that hooked me really, more in a way of like, I was like, I don't understand anything that's going on because I don't know the world yet. Yes, I'm so sad. Okay, so I am now more than halfway through, actually. 266 is where I'm at, and it just got good, which I feel like says a lot about this book. The first 250 pages of this book, I was really fighting. I really had to push myself, and I was just hoping the entire time that it would get good. And now, finally, it has gotten good. It is now good. I'm still not a fan of the world building. The love story that I am 100% sure is gonna happen, love already. Like, if that is gonna happen, we've got a true enemies to lovers on our hands, which I love. But as I said, this book is slow. It really makes you fight for it. It's like, so you want a fun romance? Then read 250 pages of shit you don't care about first. And like I said, I love fantasy and I love a great fantasy story. I'm not here for the romance. I'm not here only for the romance, because of course I do love a good romance in a fantasy book, yes. But I gotta say, that is like, for this book, my main focus. I am still interested in the story. I am still interested in, like, I don't know, how are they gonna do it? What's gonna happen? And everything. But I have to admit, I am in this mainly for the romance. And I feel like actually it could be worth it, because I can just feel this is gonna be a good one. And I'm saying that knowing, like, I've got maybe 100 pages left. So like 2/3 of the book I didn't really enjoy. And I think it's gonna be worth it still. It's getting good. It is. This is what I fucking came here for. This is what I wanted. And right now, it's delivering. It's giving everything that I wanted this book to be. Okay. Honestly, this right here is absolutely worth these first 270 pages that I didn't like, because why is this so good? Why is this so good right now? I am so scared. I'm almost done. I don't know what the fuck is happening. And I'm so scared. I am so scared. I fear that this book, it is very much able to break my heart. And I really don't want it to. I really, really don't want it to. I just want him to be happy. I really do. God damn it. Is that too much to ask for? God! No! No. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Oh my god. I don't think I can do this. I did not fucking see that coming. And if you read this and you see this coming from literally the first page, good for you. I didn't. What the fuck? That's too crazy for me. That's too crazy. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well. Yeah, I did just finish this book. And I did not expect this to be as crazy as it was in the end, because it was completely insane. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I actually don't. Like, I actually don't. I feel like I just woke up from a few, or maybe I'm still in that fever dream. I feel like I'm still in a fucking fever dream from this book. I don't know what to say or do. I feel like I need to start the second book immediately. I don't know, maybe this was just crazy for me, and other people will read this and be like, yeah, whatever. Hi, I'm back. Took me a minute. I had to take a shower, had to take a walk, had to make myself some coffee, and now I can talk about the books that I read this week, or rather these past 2 weeks, because who am I kidding? I can only read 3 books in a week if I'm completely binging through them. And although I really liked the books, it just wasn't happening, okay? It just wasn't. But yeah, I took some time to sort of cool down after finishing Dark Rise, kind of crashing out. It was so funny to watch that back, honestly, because I don't know. I mean, you can probably tell I'm a very expressive reader. I just can't help it. Whenever I read something, I will be like gasping and being like, no. But I feel like a lot of people do that. So that was quite an honest reaction. Honestly, that wasn't anything exaggerated. That's just me reading. It's a very chill hobby. 3 fantasy books. Here they are. Wow. Honestly, I am very happy that I have now read all of these. We start with The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I gave this 3 stars. I think we all know why. 3 stars, honestly, it was a solid fantasy book, which I enjoy. Like, I always love myself a good fantasy book. My main problems with this book: no interesting plot until the last 100 pages. Up until the last 100 pages, everything felt super silly to me. Also, the characters, they felt like they were 15, maybe 14, maybe even 12 at times. They seemed very, very, very childish to me. Also, why is the love interest's name Rory Mendacious? I will never shut up about that. Rory Mendacious, heartbreaking, and I stand by it. And just, I don't know, I like the world building in the end, because you have like these different regions and they visit them all, and you have these very different cultures and customs and beliefs and everything, which I liked, but it did feel a bit yeah, didn't feel really real. I did enjoy that the author tried to sort of subvert expectations regarding the characters. And they did have flaws, which I enjoyed. I just didn't connect to the characters or the story or the world. Also, you have this little gargoyle figure who's like following them around. I get that people love this guy. He was giving Olaf from Frozen, the snowman. He was just repeating things, didn't have any social cues, like, and I was like, Olaf, what are you doing here, bro? You're gonna melt. And I mean, I love Frozen. I don't know, it's a banger movie. It was just sometimes, it was feeling a bit minion-y, millennial, kinda. Sorry. Yeah, that was The Night and the Moth. Might continue the series. I did like this aspect of isolation and religious isolation and these sort of like, and all the lore and architecture behind this belief and everything. I liked it. I did. So I feel like all of my reviews seem very negative when I did enjoy this for the vibe that it created. Let's put it like that. And for the atmosphere. Just a lot of it felt very silly to me. The next book, Jade City by Fonda Lee. I mean, I don't even need to say anything, right? 5 stars, absolutely 5 stars. And it's been a while since I've given a book 5 stars, especially like a fantasy book. Because as I said, I'm quite a harsh critic. Like, you need to really wow me. And this book wowed me. Oh my god. World building, loved. Characters, so good. And it just, you never knew what to expect. Every page, there was a huge possibility of ways that this book could break your heart. And it did, okay? Yeah, if I think about it too much, I'll probably start crying because this book really fucked with me. But I loved it, and I love a book that doesn't like shy away from like really difficult topics. And this book didn't. It looked right at him, and it was like, you're gonna feel this with me. And I did. I really did feel it. You all saw me feel it, so yeah. But this was so good. Usually I'm more of a medieval fantasy kind of girl. At least that's what I thought. Maybe not. Maybe I'm an urban fantasy type of girl, because this was everything. It was so good. I cannot wait to read the next book. And I am actually super scared. Like, very, very scared, but I can't wait. I think it's gonna be so good. I can't wait to read everything this author has ever written, honestly. And then lastly, yeah, we remember this one, right? Dark Rise. Just finished it a few hours ago. Went totally crash out over it. Yes, here we have it. Here we have it. Dark Rise by C.S. Picard. I ended up giving this book 3.75 stars. Now, the thing about this book is, it took me, like similarly to Night and the Moth, it took me a very long time to get into it. And I've looked now after finishing this at a few reviews, and a few of them said the same thing, that the beginning, or like the first 2/3 of this book are boring. I am sorry. I am truly sorry. They're just really boring. I just didn't care about anything. And the characters also a bit boring. And the world building lacking quite a lot, in my opinion, throughout the entire book. It is actually the last third that really got me, as everybody saw, I think. Because the romance, it's good. It just is. At least for me, I'm just a sucker for a true enemies to lovers romance with very like subtle hints and everything. And then you had the plot twist at the end, which actually was actually crazy for me. And I did see a review that said like plot twist was so, like, I saw that coming a mile ago, and I was like, good for you, I did not. And I feel like because I'm a very expressive reader, and I was like, oh my god, this is so crazy, people are gonna expect the most crazy plot twist. It was definitely crazy, but I don't want to like get your expectations too high. That's just who I am as a person. I will just go crazy about things if I'm very deep in a story. And somehow this last third sucked me in so much that this was so crazy for me to find out. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe you read this and you're like, girl, be so for real. This is not a crazy plot twist, and you'll be disappointed because I was literally here going completely insane over it. In that case, I'm sorry, but I did have a great time. I had so much fun reading this, at least the last third. I can't wait for the second book. And yeah, it's just... Did I even talk about what this book is about? I feel like I didn't. I just talked about how I didn't like it and then crashed out about the ending. Okay, a brief summary. You have basically this age-old good, evil, light and dark kind of vibe here, where you have Will, and we're set in 19th century London, and then he finds out that there was this whole old world with magic and everything, and then there are like a few remnants of that past that he just is met with. And I really don't know what I can say because I don't want to give much away, but basically you have this one villain and you have a group of people fighting to sort of defeat him, and Will joins the group of people trying to defeat him. And then things go on from there. And oh, also you have Violet, who... I feel like I don't want to say anything about Violet. You have Violet. That's all I can say. Honestly, I don't want to give anything away because Will is the main character, but you do get Violet's POV. And I love her. She's just... I just want to give her a hug. But yeah, you do have Violet. That's all I can say. I am so sorry. If you do decide to pick this up and to read this, just push through it. You can do it. It can be done. I know you'll want to DNF after 200 pages because you're going to be like, I don't give a fuck. Maybe you won't, honestly. Maybe you won't. I wanted to. Just push through it. If you don't like the end, then that's fine. And usually like whatever, DNF books, but I feel like you can give the ending here a chance and then see for yourself if you like it. These are the 3 fantasy books that I read these past 10 days probably or something. I had so much fun. I love fantasy. It did remind me a lot why I do love a good fantasy book. Just getting swept away into a different world, and you can like, I don't know, get to know the world and the customs and traditions and history. It is a lot of fun for me, and I love myself some great characters. More than anything, I feel like I'm a character-driven person. Give me some great characters and the rest doesn't matter as much. Now I feel like I need to read something that is not fantasy and just sort of take a moment because it was a lot. I really hope you enjoyed seeing me go completely insane over worlds that don't exist. I had a great time, honestly. I really do love fantasy. And if you have any like good fantasy recommendations for me, let me know because I'm always looking for some. I hope you enjoyed, and maybe you got some inspiration to read some fantasy. Maybe you got some inspiration to never touch the fucking fantasy genre ever. That's also okay. But yeah, I had a great time and I'll see you next time. Bye.